So today on Is It Worth It, I've got the ORA Funky Cat. Yes, you're probably wondering, what the hell is the ORA Funky Cat? Well, stay tuned and you're gonna find out. We're gonna give it a full test drive and review, find out if it's worth it, but most importantly though, we'd like to know what you think. So the ORA Funky Cat, what is it? The ORA brand was initiated in 2018 and is actually a sub-brand of the huge Chinese manufacturer GWM, which stands for Great Wall Motors. GWM has been around since the 1980s and has been creating SUVs and trucks for the Chinese market. So ORA stands for Open, Reliable, Alternative. They're looking to push the small electric city car into the European market. The ORA Cat actually only comes in one variant and they call it the first edition. And you can buy it from the Chorley Group but also online. And deliveries, you can get it as quick as 3 weeks delivered to your door, which is pretty good. It's a front wheel drive. It's also got 180 to 90 miles range. So you get up to 7-year warranty on the battery, 5-year warranty on the car. So let's have a look at the front design on the ORA Cat. First off, I just want to talk about the different shapes we've got here. So firstly, if you've got this kind of upright angled windscreen, and that's a bit different. Usually cars are a bit sloped over, but this is quite angled up, so it feels like you're piercing down onto the road. But also you've got these bulging fenders that dip down into a lowered bonnet with some sort of creases in the middle. Now, of course, you could probably look at the LEDs as well and think they look reminiscent of another car. I'm sure you can imagine a Mini, but these are LEDs, daytime running headlights as well. You've got this honeycomb grille at the bottom, but that's also an air intake to cool the battery as well. You do get some big ring mirrors as well that stand out. You kind of look like ears really. It's as if like a bit of a mouse character. I like it. There's no front boot with the electric car. That's just all your washer fluids, etc. under there. But yeah, all in all, it looks a bit different. It's got a little bit of character. It looks a bit playful.
If you do enjoy this content, which I'm hoping you do, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do.
So let's take a look at the side profile. And yes, you're gonna have to imagine this is all black. I've only got the Chorley livery on here because there's not many cars in the UK. It is actually quite big. It looks a bit like an SUV really, even though it's more of an electric car city hatchback, but it does give you those kind of vibes because of the height of it. But also when you sit in it, you do feel quite high up as well. You've got your charging ports here. Also with the first edition trim, you get 18-inch alloy wheels as standard. Just down here, you've got some plastic side skirts here. So it's at the back really that starts to get funky, no pun intended. So let's have a look at the rear design. You thought the front was different, check out the back. It's got the huge bulbous back, but it slopes down compared to the other car, so it kind of looks like a bit of a bubble shape really. At the top here, you've got rear spoiler brake light, but also you've got an LED strip inside here as well. Now, this is your glass panel for rear visibility. This doesn't open up at all. The actual boot is under here, and you do have your camera sensors on the boot there as well. I'll look at the boot in a second. Indicator lights here at the side. Down here as well, you've got your rear bumper at the back with your reverse light at the bottom as well. But right underneath here, it feels a bit like a carbon fiber effect. Now let's have a look at the boot space of the ORA Cat. Now, just for demonstration purposes, I've brought my gym bag. If I open the boot, it's not an electronic tailgate. Now have a look at this, it might surprise you actually, but you only get 288 litres of boot space, which is quite small. It's bigger than a Fiat 500 electric though, but not as big as say a Renault Megane E-Tech. However, let's pop it in here, and as you can see, I'm guessing you could fit about 1 or 2 suitcases in there. You do get a very small parcel shelf. Then underneath here, it's quite deep actually, but you do get some places to put your charging cables, which is good because you don't actually have a front boot to put them in. It has got quite a high load lip, so putting in heavier items may be an issue. So yeah, it looks like it might be a twin boot where you could open it up here as well, but in fact no, one boot lid here that you open up. It'd be good if this panel glass kind of opened up as well, but no. So yeah, boot space ain't the best to be fair. So let's check out the interior.
First off, it gives like a fresh kind of feel to the cabin. It's like a contemporary, edgy sort of vibe design. But at the front of the dash, you've got this navy blue faux leather look with outline stitching. Looks quite nice.
Got a kind of standard size glove compartment. The air vents here. You've got your lights and your cruise control at the side here as well. At the top, you've got a normal vanity mirror, no lights. But you've got your lights here, you've also got a breakdown button. You've actually got a monitor there to alert you if it doesn't feel like you're paying attention.
And then you've got loads of headroom in the cabin, just feels quite nice and airy. The seats are leather, but also you've got fabric as well with the blue stitching. Now what's different to the Ora Cat is in most electric cars you can place your feet anywhere, even onto the passenger side, but in the Ora Cat I've just kept it as storage capacity. The armrest does open up, it's quite deep in there, and a bit of storage there to pop your coins in. You do have a wireless charging pad, you've got electric handbrake. What I do like though is the centre wedge shape. Centre console, it's almost like a boat tail effect where the gear selector is placed. Also got this kind of crystallized pattern. It's a rotator dial, and when you rotate that, illuminates yellow to what mode you're in. There is some cheap feeling hard plastics just below in the center console. You've got two big cup holders, and you've got some USB-Cs and USB ports there, and you've got a 12-volt socket at the bottom. You've got a 10-inch touchscreen and 10-inch digital gauge cluster for the driver, shows your speed in charge, etc. What seeming to be a little bit disappointing is the touchscreen. The software just seems a little overcomplicated, but it's just not user-friendly. Just for anything quite simple, such as the volume, you have to literally go on the touchscreen to change the volume. So the graphics on there just seem a little outdated.
So you actually get 4G internet included. I can't see Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so you can have the internet radio on there. You've even got Deezer, so there's some differences here that really do make it stand out. So I just wish they had a volume rocker key here, which would be a lot easier. The actual dials down here, these piano keys, look a bit mini-esque as well, but I'm glad they've got it because it really does help with the air conditioning. You can have it on and off, and also you've got your hazard light here which you click in. So what's the practicality like in the back? And first off, it's actually quite impressive how much room is in the back of this car. I think comfortably you could fit 3 abreast. What's room like in the middle? Yeah, it's quite surprising actually. It's one of the cars that I actually think sitting in the middle is okay, because you've got no transmission tunnel. Remember, it's an electric car. In the centre, the roof line's quite tall, but when you go to the passenger side, it just seems to drop back quite dramatically here. You kind of resting your head on the headrest, but also at the back of the roofline because of that slope design at the back. The seats, you're not actually hitting your knees on any hard plastics. You've also got a magazine pouch here to put some stuff in. But all in all, the seats are very comfortable. You've got ISOFIX seats, you've got a foldable armrest, cup holder. There's no ski hatch that you can pop through, but you only get one standard USB port in the back. So with there being quite a wide door sill, getting in and out is easy, but you can actually use the sill here as a way to just lean yourself out. So what's the Ora Funky Cat like to drive? What I do like first off is the driving position. You've got this really low dash, and you've also got a dip bonnet, so you do feel quite high up actually. I'm really surprised at how good the cameras are as well. And also when you indicate, you can also see the sides of the cameras as well. So you do get some really good spec here. The buttons on the steering wheel are a bit of a mixed bag. Some of them don't make sense and you don't really know what you're touching, and it's touch sensitive. They do work, but it's just not a very easy option to go for.
It seems to pull away really well. It's more progressive than jolting you forward.
Even though it's quite a small battery, you've got 250 Newton meters of torque, and it is quite nippy actually, the front wheel drive. It grips rather well. Actual road noise ain't too bad, but it's just the wind noise at higher speeds. You can definitely hear it. The steering itself isn't amazingly engaging, and I can't really get much feedback from the wheels. It kind of just feels a little nulled down. You can actually adjust the assisted power steering. The driving itself is a lot more engaging if you pop it into sport mode, because it actually stiffens the steering. Now this doesn't support 150 kilowatt rapid charging, it only supports up to 64, which means if you do pull up to a rapid charger, from 0 to 80 will take about 45 minutes rather than the normal 30 minutes. So it is designed for the city. What is slightly annoying is the way you activate the indicator. You have to do a light push up, which sometimes it doesn't register, and then you have to give a big push up for then to do a longer indicate, and I can't actually stop the indicator now. Usually you'd get a satisfying click to let you know when the indicator stops, but I don't know if they can sort that with a software update. So let's wrap up this video review on the new 2023 Ora Funky Cat. Despite the name, this car means business. It is their first product launch, Ora, within the UK. So first impressions count. Well, I like the design. I also do like the fact there's a lot of room for you passengers in the back. However, boot space isn't that great, and also city electric car hatchback is a competitive sector and similar rivals do drive better. However, what's more important is we'd like to know what you think. Yes, this is the platform where you can open up and tell us what you think of this car. Have Ora done enough this time round for you to decide it's worth it? So let us know in the comment section below. Also, give us a big thumbs up and a like, and this also lets us know what content you like so we can continue doing similar videos like this. A big shout out to the Chorley Group for letting us review this Ora Funky Cat. If you'd like to know more about the car, I'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks again for watching and hope to see you again on the next one.